Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly check-in here. This is for Saturday, July 11th there. And if you're still here, congratulations. You've made it you've made it to the halfway point here. So that's really great there. And so we only got halfway to go. Okay. Right now you should be working on Unit 3, which is chapters 8, 9, and 10. You'll have your exam this coming week on Thursday, per your schedule. Remember all the due dates you can find there under the syllabus link or under the calendar link there on the Canvas main menu. And just take a look at those, and you should be on top of things there. And I've also got the dates posted there in the unit itself there, so you should always have that information handy there. Your final literature review paper, as you can see in the module here, it's due July 23rd, so make sure that you're kind of working on that there. I just got all of your outlines and just starting to grade those there. And just a reminder, as far as your final paper, do review the instructions there carefully in the literature review module. You'll find all the instructions that you need there. There's even a separate file there for that, and it includes a helpful checklist. That checklist is kind of a presentation of do's and don'ts for your paper, so definitely take a look at that before you start writing your paper so you don't have to try to clean things up afterward there. It'll make your life a lot easier, trust me. Also there, too, under the instruction file there that's embedded in part 3 of the overall instructions there, it's a Word file there, you'll find links there to each part of the paper, the title page, the abstract page, the actual literature review itself, and the reference page there. So I do have descriptions of each one of those in that embedded Word file there. But you'll also find a link there to that online writing lab, that OWL, some of you may know about there, the OWL, so definitely take a look at those there. That'll really help you out. And in total there, as you'll find in the instructions, you have to have 8 pages minimum of literature review content. I mean, that's the stuff you're actually going to have to write about your topic and present there. And but on top of that, you're going to have a separate cover page and abstract page and at least a page of references there. So you're going to have 11 pages altogether, but again, 8 of those are the real meat and potatoes of your paper, what you're actually going to write there. And remember, your job is to present an overview of what you found in the resources, the references that you found. So this is not an experiential paper. This is not personal anecdotes. You're supposed to write about what the research says about your topic there. Again, sort of like what you'd find in a textbook, more or less there. So just kind of always keep that in mind as you're writing your paper there. It should not be a autobiography or something like that there. And I'll remind you too, in your pocket guide to APA style, there's a complete sample paper there too. It's in chapter 9. It's the first paper there that's on birth order. So definitely take a look at that from start to finish. You'll see all the details of the the title page, the abstract page, the literature review, the reference page. There's all kinds of notes in there about that too. So take a look at that. Again, it's in chapter 9. It's a really good model to use, but also from that online writing lab, the OWL, you'll see a link to a complete sample paper there too. It'll really help you, and I just can't stress that enough, having a sample to work from there. Also be careful to read in the instructions there in the literature review module on Canvas. There's a section there about being careful about plagiarizing material. So make sure you read that section. I reproduced the table in your book from chapter 4 about paraphrasing there, and I put a nice sample in there. It's the same one that's in your chapter 4 there, about an example of an original passage of text, and then they show you what would be plagiarized versions of that text, and then something that's actually a true paraphrase of that text. So that you can always turn to that if you're having doubts there. Best thing to do if you're worried about plagiarizing is read the original source, put it away, don't look at it, and then just write what you can remember. If you keep going back to look at what was in the original, you're probably going to plagiarize it, because even if you put some information down and you include a source, but if what you wrote is very close to the original source writing, that's still plagiarization. That's like if all you're going to do is change a few words and still put a citation, that doesn't put you in the clear for plagiarization. And I am going to use Turnitin to examine your papers, so some of you probably know about that. It'll catch things like that. So be careful to avoid doing that, and also be careful not to have, too many quotes in your paper too, because, quoting's not writing. So all that's in the instructions there, so make sure you take a look at that. Otherwise, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for right now. So again, keep on working through chapters 8 to 10. I'm also, as always, enjoying all your discussion posts there. Some of you are very creative and thoughtful, so it's good to see that, and I hope you're getting something out of those. Again, I try to pick some things that'll really get you to consider, just really the major issue in each chapter that we're going to cover, the major type of concept there that's overarching. So I hope you don't find those to be too much of a pain, but I really need you to kind of do something just to kind of get you warmed up to the actual chapter material. So I hope I'm doing that okay. All right, well, that's it for now. Again, if you can make it to the live sessions that we have on Monday, please do. Not a lot of you are showing up, and that's okay, but if anybody can make it, it's a good time to come, because I can try to answer your questions and just go over some things there too. So, and if you don't make it, again, remember the recordings are posted there under the Event Recordings tab. When you open up that Confer Zoom link, you'll just find it there and just pick the format that you want there, and you might want to check those out. Okay, well, that's it for now. You guys have a good weekend.